Hi, I'm your host, Erica Polsinelli, and welcome to Evolve by Erica, the podcast, where we talk all things spirituality, ascension, health, wellness, and beyond. I'm so excited that you are here. Come on in. Hello, guys, and welcome to another podcast. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm really excited to share an energetic update of what's going on right now in the cosmos, on Earth, in the spiritual realms, and share a little bit of insight on how we can really embrace and harness the energy right now. So, we are coming out of winter, thank goodness. And we're making our way into spring, which I almost can't believe that it's here already at the same time. So, the spring equinox is a time of renewal. This marks the shift from winter into spring, and it's a time of rebirth. It's a time of renewal. It's a time to truly watch the seeds that we have planted over these past few months sprout, blossom, and come to life in the physical. So, truly going from that spiritual, cosmic realm and bringing that, grounding it down and allowing that to blossom and bloom and come into fruition in the 3D. And that's truly how every single thing begins. First, in our intention, in our imagination, in our mind's eye. And we set the intention, and sometimes we set it, we forget it, and it comes to life. And other times we set it, and then we start to make choices that align to that intention. And we begin to take action steps that lead us or will hopefully lead us to the intention that we're setting. And this is the time that we're coming into right now. The spring equinox symbolizes that. It's a time of rebirth. It's a time of renewal. And it's a time for celebration of all of the hard work, all of that deep, dark inner work that we've been doing since the winter solstice, and allowing ourselves to finally come out of that cocoon, that space of hibernation, that deep inner healing work that we had to do in stillness and in darkness and in solitude. And if you remember from our winter solstice meditation, that was the theme. And we're here and we are in a new season. So this is very exciting. And I want to share how there's internal seasons and then there's the external seasons. And sometimes we and our life matches the external season, and sometimes it doesn't. For the most part, a lot of us may have felt that in January, when we were celebrating the new year or the first new moon of the year, you may not have felt like it was the actual start of a new season for you or a new year for you. And that's actually might be because in astrology, the new year doesn't start until Aries season. So right now, we're technically closing out one full year, one full chapter, Pisces being the final zodiac in our astrology, and then starting over with this fresh, new, fiery energy in Aries. And that does make sense, starting the year off with a lot of fire and a lot of energy. So you might be realizing that you're more adjusted and more acquainted and just naturally on the rhythm of this sparking your new year. And I have a lot of things going on personally that definitely mimics that. So if that is you, and if you have been hard on yourself, like, oh, I just haven't been able to get this year started. I feel like I'm on glue. I feel like I haven't really gone after or started to work towards what I want, or even just attract and bring in what I want. Now you can embrace this fresh start and this new year. So the spring equinox is a very powerful time. And in Kundalini, it is recommended that if you're only, and none of us here are, but if you're only going to practice meditation 4 times during the year, it's on either the equinox or the solstice days. And that is because the energy on Earth is actually moving at a different speed and in a different pattern, and it's moving on a diagonal. And through that, we're actually able to really take advantage of the meditations and take advantage of the energy that we're able to tap into on these equinox or solstice days. So as we have this spring equinox coming up, it is so important to find time to meditate. And I'm actually doing an in-person event on Sunday of March 19th at 6 a.m. It's going to be dark. We're literally going to go from darkness into light together as a community, out of the winter into the space of spring as we chant, welcoming in the new year, the astrological new year, welcoming in this new season of spring, and along with breath work to clear anything out that needs to go, activate the system, and then enjoy a sound healing. So if you haven't signed up for that yet, I'm going to put the link in the bio. You still have a few days to sign up and get there. You will not regret it. Anytime we have an in-person event, we are truly floating as we leave. Like after leaving, we're like, oh, wow, we're not even on this realm. We're in a completely different sphere. So that's something to look forward to. Overall, if you're not around and you will be celebrating the equinox, I will be doing a live equinox as well on Monday for Evolve members. So don't worry. But if you want to know what you can do on your own for the equinox, here are a few things. So number one, finding time to meditate, specifically with Kundalini yoga or meditation. The rejuvenation meditation is a beautiful one for this. Also the rebirthing meditation, which I think is on Evolve. It may have been part of a live. If not, I will be teaching it on our live for the equinox. Bringing in that energy of rejuvenation, of renewal, clearing out the old, bringing in the new. That is what the season is truly about. Also, taking time to write down your intentions on this equinox day, visualizing them, feeling them in your body, and allowing yourself to receive them and feel as if you're receiving them. It's a really powerful time for manifestation. There's a lot of forward energy, kind of like a slingshot, just catapulting us into this new season. There's also a lot of energy around abundance because literally things are blooming, blossoming. That is nature's form of abundance. So practicing any meditations that align with abundance, you could literally type in abundance on Evolve and explore any of those. And any other abundance ritual you have. So working with a specific essential oil or maybe crystals like citrine and smoky quartz are amazing for bringing in abundance and having those with you as you meditate. Journaling is really powerful because it takes our idea from that dreamlike state, from the third eye, and puts it on paper. And when we bring it into the 3D realm in that way, there's actually been studies of that bringing an increased chance of that coming into fruition and that coming to life. So I encourage you to journal. I encourage you to visualize. And I encourage you also to get out in nature. So connecting with nature at this time, I feel most abundant while staring at the ocean with my feet in the sand and looking out and looking at how abundant that ocean truly is and how we at sometimes have such a lack mindset. And by going to the beach, I feel so small with an abundance of resources around me, of nature and beauty, and tapping into that. But going anywhere where you feel abundant, maybe it looks different for you, and tuning into that frequency and bringing it to life. But connecting with nature is so powerful during this time, especially as we're shifting seasons. And the fourth thing I want to share is reflection, reflecting on this past astrological year and reflecting on the darkness of winter. What has it brought up for you? What has it challenged you to do, to understand? In what ways has it helped you and assisted you in your growth, whether that have been comfortable or uncomfortable? And taking time to reflect and maybe taking a moment to reflect in your meditation or maybe writing that down in a journal and truly feeling grateful for the contrast, feeling grateful for all the darkness and the stillness brought us. And now getting into that energy of feeling energized because of that rest, because of that retreat within yourselves. Now feeling energized, ready to bounce forward. I literally see like the Easter bunny like bouncing around, like feeling that energy of just like popping out of your house and feeling so connected to the warmer weather around you and to community. So those are a few things that I would recommend. And always listen to your intuition and tune in to what you feel you need, because chances are you are spot on. No one knows yourself better than you. Listen to the messages that are coming through to you. And I want to share some of the messages that have been coming through to me during this time, and maybe they resonate with you. So the first one is we truly do have seasons in our own life, as I started to touch upon earlier. And sometimes it measures up with the physical seasons of the earth, and sometimes it doesn't. And I want you to take a moment to honor where you are, honor the past chapter that you were in, know that it serves a purpose, and know that we're making a really big shift into a new chapter. And start to think about what you want it to look like and what you want it to feel like, and connect to that. Because with every season comes growth. It comes a deeper understanding of ourselves, of the collective. It gives us a greater perspective of what we need in order to go forward. So wherever you are or wherever you have been, just acknowledge that that's exactly where you are meant to be, and start to feel the energy of excitement to close that chapter and start a new one. And whatever this new one brings, lean in to the trust, lean into the space and knowing that it's exactly where you are meant to be. And with that being said, there's this balance. There's this balance of acceptance, but also this understanding that we do have a lot of power over our experience. So it's like finding that balance of like sitting in it, feeling whatever it is, and then knowing that you have tools and that you have different techniques or chants or mantras or breathworks or movements that can help you tune into a higher frequency. And with that being said, at times you're just meant to be still. At times you're just meant to feel whatever the discomfort is. And just sitting with that and just allowing that to move through you eventually will bring you back into the flow as well. So finding that balance right now of honoring where you are or where you have been, and then utilizing the tools and incorporating them into your life so that you can open up that next chapter and be exactly where you wish to be. Another thing that's happening right now, so we just had the full moon in Virgo, which was a really powerful full moon. With that, Saturn, the planet Saturn, moved into the sign of Pisces, and there is a lot of energy around this, and it's going to be in Pisces for the next 3 years. So it actually just came out of Aquarius, which was interesting because Aquarius is all about freedom. And over the past 3 years, we didn't have much freedom because of the pandemic and just, having to be home. And that played out a lot of other ways and related to freedom, as you probably have realized and can imagine. But Saturn can be a little bit of restriction or constraint. So it actually does make sense in that way. But with Saturn, it also brings structure, and it also just emphasizes whatever sign that it is in the shadow or in the light. And right now, what many are predicting for Saturn being in Pisces, Pisces being a very spiritual time, it's a time to go deep in your spirituality. It's a time where more and more people are going to open up to spirituality, meditation, and all of these other spiritual modalities. And it's a time for you to realign with that within yourself and allow that to navigate and help you navigate from this point forward. So there's a lot going on right now in the cosmos and in our field, and just taking time to honor where you have been, honor where you are in this now moment, and start to really embody. And I want you to feel all of maybe the hard work or all of that the darkness brought you in the winter pay off, and feeling those seeds really sprouting and blossoming. So that is a little bit about spring equinox and the season that we're entering in, some things that you can do. And I want to remind you, if you haven't signed up already, please if you're guided to, feel free to join me in our Spring Equinox in real life meditation. I'm so excited. I felt so much guidance. After our first event, actually at the same space, I was flying high for weeks after, and I was just like, we need another event. And I was trying to plan it, meeting a lot of resistance. And that's because that's what I was experiencing at that moment. And then all of a sudden, with the full moon in Virgo, it cleared a lot from me. And that morning I had sadhana and I practiced the mantras and I said, that's it. We need to do this for Spring Equinox together because it is so magical. And I truly just can't wait to share it. And what chanting the mantras in the morning help us to really have access like out of the ordinary into this very ethereal, higher realm space. And you experience that by chanting them. I'll actually never forget the first time I had to chant at teacher training. I literally sat there and was like, I'm here for the breath work. I'm here to like feel good in my body. What on earth is chanting going to bring me? This is so super woo-woo. And now I'm just like obsessed. It brings so much bliss and joy. And I'm just truly so excited to share this. It really takes our practice to the next level, especially when we're in community. So I hope that you can join. I'm going to, like I said before, put the link in the episode description. And I'm wishing you, no matter where you are, a beautiful spring equinox, and stay connected and really tune into the meditations on Evolve on the spring equinox. And I'm excited to see all your plans and all your seeds come into fruition and blossom. So thank you so much for being here. Wishing you a happy spring. Sat Nam.